in my Lions rebuild, I said if you guys got that video to 100 likes, I would do whatever rebuild the top comment says. And of course, I'm going to be a man to my word. The top comment said to rebuild the New England Patriots, but with Joe Milton as the starting QB. Now, obviously, I have nothing against Drake May. It's just for the sake of the video. Drake May was doing great as a rookie. But anyways, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like and or subscribe. Let's see if we can get this video to 100 likes. I would appreciate that. Now, me personally, Joe Milton, he's literally only played against backups. I mean, I'm not saying he's a bad player. He's definitely a nice backup player, but he's played against backups in preseason and in like week 18. I don't understand what the hype is. Yes, he's looked good, but for the sake of the rebuild, of course, we are going to make him the starter because that was the top comment, and we're going to trade Drake May. And also for the sake of the rebuild, I'm just going to give Joe Milton star development. I don't really think it's that big of a deal. It just helps him progress as a player because the entire rebuild is centered around this man. And then Drake May, of course, let's go trade this guy to a QB needy team. Can't do that right now, actually, because I'm in this offseason. So let's look at the players ready to negotiate first. Players ready to negotiate. Cole Strange. Do I accept an option? I'd rather just give him a contract. Has he been really stellar for the Patriots in real life? I don't really think so, but he was a first-round pick for them. I'm not going to accept his option. Jonathan Jones, I will keep around for another year. I like him as a veteran. And then Alex Austin and all these other extras don't really want. I mean, I love David Andrews, but he's 33, 75 overall. He's not going to do anything for the team. We're going to move on from him, and then I'm going to move into free agency and trade Drake May. So obviously, I want this guy in a completely separate conference. So yeah, let's send his career to die, and let's make him force him to play for the Giants. I know the draft order isn't completely correct. I have pick number 4 instead of pick number 2, but either way, we could get a really good player at that spot regardless, and I will be using realistic draft classes. I forced the Patriots record to 3 wins instead of 4 wins, and I still have pick number 4 instead of pick number 2, so that's a little bit odd. And obviously, this isn't a realistic rebuild, but he is going to the New York Giants for pick number 12 in the draft. I think that's just fair. I'll just give him for a first-round pick and just call it a day. For free agency, though, Kevin Zeitler is here, which wouldn't be a bad shout. He just doesn't want to play for us. Justin Simmons wouldn't be a bad one-year signing. After free agency, I only got Patrick Ricard on a one-year deal, and then I also got Chase Young. Oh my gosh, my dogs are going ballistic. But anyways, I got Chase Young. I know it's a 4-year deal. It's kind of steep, but in simulation, Chase Young is really good. He's young. He has star development. We need to fill the edge position. Obviously, again, the draft order is messed up, but at least the Titans have the number 1 overall pick, and the Raiders are close to getting a quarterback, and the Titans pick Will Johnson at number 1 overall. I guess this class has Shedeur Sanders over Cam Ward, but the Browns still get Cam Ward. This actually doesn't seem that unrealistic, but does that mean Travis Hunter falls all the way to number 4 for us? If he does, I highly doubt he will, but I mean, the Patriots technically have pick number 2 in real life, so this is more than realistic, I think. So Travis Hunter, he will not be a corner. He will definitely be playing receiver for us. I'm going to switch him to receiver. Travis Hunter is going to be the pick here for the New England Patriots, ranked number 1 in the class. Got him at number 4, hidden development, 93 speed, 95 acceleration. Yes, I know he can play corner. I'm not going to have him at corner. He's going to play receiver for us. And then we get the Giants pick, which again, I know is higher. Draft order is a little bit messed up, but we'll see what we got for Drake May. Ashton Genty is here, but I feel like getting Ashton Genty and Travis Hunter on the same team is kind of ridiculous. So I think Tyler Booker out of Alabama might just be the better option, more realistic option. Colston Loveland might not be the worst option either. I mean, getting a left tackle wouldn't be bad. So let's try out Will Campbell here. Let's get a Will Campbell from LSU. Patriots definitely need to improve their offensive line here. Ranked 24, got him at 12, hidden development, 91 strength. Looks really good. In the second round, I would really like to force a defensive tackle pick here. Wow, Tyler Warren and Loveland are both still here on the board, which is really surprising. But anyone else here that I really want, I could go with a corner. Davis wouldn't be a bad shout, but I would like another defensive tackle. That guy is an edge rushing guy, and then this guy's 282, which wouldn't be the worst shout in the world, but I need a defensive tackle pretty badly. Or a middle linebacker would be nice. I guess that's what we scouted. Barrett Carter here, around 1 to 2 talent, actually. He's 6'1", 230 out of Clemson. Elite jumping, great speed, good acceleration, A-man coverage, A-zone coverage. I'm going to choose Carter here out of Clemson. Ranked 33, got him at 36. Hidden development, 88 speed, 89 acceleration. He looks great. Round number 3, I want to pick another receiver for this team because it's still a big problem for the team overall. Torrey Hilton, I got Respirato. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Probably not. Antoine Wells Jr. We got Squirrel White. That's a name? Squirrel White. I didn't know that. I guess I don't watch enough Tennessee football. You got Brady Cook as well. at wide receiver. And then Torrey Horton here doesn't look the best, doesn't look the worst. Do I choose Torrey Horton in the 3rd round? 6'3", 185 playmaker. He looks overall pretty good. B medium route, doesn't look astonishing, but I'll just pick him in the 3rd round because we need the position. Ranked 105, going at 68. Hidden development, that was worth it. Out of Colorado State. I guess there's just a lot of hidden developments in this draft class. Defensive tackle Shamar Turner. My bad. I am bad with that. Out of Texas A&M, 6'4", 300 pounds, elite speed, good strength, good acceleration, A's and B's across the board. Let's pick him. Ranked 155 out of 100. Yeah, there's just a lot of hidden developments in this class. I mean, I know I have high picks, but still, I'm not gonna pick the rest of the draft. I feel like it's already too cheesy with all the hidden developments I got. I'm trying to get a fair draft class roster, but this one's the most updated one I could find. After the draft, Travis Hunter is an 80 overall. I feel like that's fair. I see like some draft classes where they have Travis Hunter at like a 90 overall as a rookie, which is stupid, but at an 80 overall, I feel like it's more like a 78, but I'm gonna move him to receiver and see his actual his development trait. Not his development trait, his actual overall. And no, he's not going to be wearing Tom Brady's number. He can wear number 2. We'll do that. We're not going to have him wearing Tom Brady's number. Switch him to receiver. And he now moves down to a 76 overall. That's fine. We got a left tackle, Will Campbell. Barrett Carter's a 74, 70 for Torrey Horton. And then I stopped drafting after that. Actually, I picked up Turner here, who's a 68. Everything else seems fine after that. Really good draft. This is the team after the draft. We got Will Campbell at left tackle there. I'm going to immediately move in Travis Hunter and Horton to the 1 and the 2. And then I'm going to have a Demario Douglas in the slot, and then Kayshon Boutte, honestly, over Kendrick Bourne. I really don't even want Kendrick Bourne on my team. I know he's underrated, but he's injured a lot. He's 30 years old. I don't want him. I'm going to cut him. I know I could trade him for a 6th-round pick. It's free market for him out of just respect. We got Jalen Polk as well. I just don't need that guy. I guess the AI cut Javon Baker. I'm cool with what we got right now. I need a new running back in the future. Ramondre Stevenson isn't bad. I just don't think he's going to cut it. He's about to start regression the next season. And then the O-line, Cole Strange. He's young. He has start development, so I'm probably going to re-sign him. And then Mike here. Is he playing right tackle officially? I guess he is. I guess they moved him from right guard to right tackle. Then we got Hunter Henry, who isn't bad, but he's getting up there in age. You got Patrick Ricard, sure, at fullback. That's fine. Defensively, though, Turner, I'm going to move over Devon Godshot, and then Carter, I'm going to start right away. Everything else here seems pretty good. I need to officially move Chase Young to the left end position. Defense looking pretty solid here. Jennings probably not going to keep around too long. Specialist wise, Travis Hunter's not going to be in the slot. We're going to have Demario Douglas in the slot, and then Turner, I'm honestly going to move up to the number 1, and Carter is going to move up to the number 1 immediately as well. So that all looks good. Move up Bentley as well, and then move up Stevenson on the 3rd down back. Everything else looks pretty good. Like the way we formatted the team, it's up to Joe Milton. I mean, there's still a lot of things we need to fix. Of course, we have a really low overall team for most of the positions. We don't even have a single superstar development player on our team. But anyways, let's see how we do with Joe Milton in year number 1. 1-6, back-to-back losses to the Miami Dolphins and the Baltimore Ravens. The team's trashed, 23rd in passing yards, 29th in offensive points per game. Obviously, I can't scout QB. It is what it is. We have to roll Joe Milton because it's a Joe Milton rebuild. I'm going to do interior offensive line here for the scouting national focus. For the players ready to negotiate, Marcus Jones, even though he's about to turn 27, which really honestly isn't that old, he won't make it to an 85 overall. He's still going to be a really nice 3rd player for us. $4 million a year, 4 years. That's a stupid cheap contract. Cole Strange, even though he's not the best in the real life, and yes, he's not worth a 1st-round pick, he is 27 years old, star development, offensive lineman regression doesn't start until I believe 31. He's young, he has star development. I will re-sign him on the team. Juan Bentley, I'm cool with like 1 year with you, but that's really it. He doesn't like that, but we'll see how it goes. Depends how Jonathan Jones plays, whether or not he gets a re-signing. Patrick Ricard, probably not. He was just a filler player. I'll just auto-sign one. I need to actually draft the kicker. And then Christian Gonzalez here, I will accept that option. 92 overall at 23 years old. He's been balling for us. But anyways, guys, apart from that, let's see what we have here in the playoffs. 3-14, worse than last year. Everything is just terrible. Stats and awards, Joe Milton sucks. 32nd pass rating in the NFL, 31st passing touchdowns, 32nd offense, 28th defense. I mean, I have to do the rebuild with him. He's terrible, but it's literally centered around him. We'll see how he improves. 43 sacks, 79 pass rating, 17-16 touchdown interception ratio. He also had 6 rushing touchdowns. Ramondre Stevenson, 3.9 per carry, 2 fumbles, 7 touchdowns, not the best. Demario Douglas, 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. Travis Hunter, no touchdowns, 945 yards. Hunter Henry with 730 yards, 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns for Torrey Horton and 500 yards. Sacks allowed, Will Campbell sucks. 15 sacks allowed, 11 from Mike, 7 from Cole Strange. And then the 2 lowest overall offensive linemen here with the least amount of sacks allowed. That doesn't make any sense. Barrett Carter, 119 tackles, 9 tackles for a loss, 1.5 sacks, 5 pass deflections rookie year. That's a really good rookie year. Tackles for a loss, 16 for Christian Barmore, 14 for Chase Young, 13 for Turner, 10 for Keon White, 9 for Carter. Sacks gained here. Chase Young, 13, baller signing. Hopefully he gets superstar development. Keon White, breakout, 10 tackles for a loss and 10 sacks, 7 for Christian Barmore, 5.5 for Turner. Interceptions here, 2 for Jabril Peppers, a handful of ones. The defense is not taking the ball away enough. Deflections, 8 for Juan Bentley, 5 for Kyle Duggar and Carter. And then safeties on the team, 2 for Turner, 1 for Chase Young, and defensive touchdowns is 0. Hopefully Turner or Carter get that defensive rookie of the year. And the Packers prevent the Texans from getting their first ever Super Bowl win. Jordan Love wins the Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes wins another league MVP there. The Broncos wide receiver, Vavell, I'm pretty sure I pronounced that wrong, but Vele, whatever, gets the offensive rookie of the year. I don't know why I spent so much time on that. I just thought it was interesting. Luther Burden, offensive rookie of the year, and Kenneth Grant, defensive rookie of the year. Unfortunate for us. In the AFC East, Keenan Allen retires on the Jets. I can see that happening. And for the team upgrades, Travis Hunter, X Factor, no surprise there. And then Horton is a star development, that's fine. Will Campbell is star development, that's fine as well. Joe Milton only improved a couple overalls. And then, of course, Ramondre Stevenson is regressing. I mean, he is regressing, but he has -4 morale currently. So Antonio Gibson is above him. Turner is only a star development. Of course, that's fine again, and Carter is only a star development. I really wish they would have given them an upgrade. And Chase Young doesn't even go to superstar. He only gets 1 XP point, not counting his morale, after 13 sack season. That's kind of stupid. Anyways, apart from that, let's move to the re-signings. Christian Gonzalez can accept that option. Juan Bentley, I'm going to give you another 1-year contract, neutral deal, 1 year, and that's it. And he wants to test out free agency. That's fine. He can walk. Jonathan Jones going to give him another 1-year contract. He re-signs with the team. That's fine. And then all these other extras I don't really want. So apart from that, let's move into free agency. As always, Brock Purdy is in free agency. Joe Thuney is here. You got Zach Tom as well, which isn't bad, but I'm still not going to replace the guys that I currently have there. They're young. Khalil Shakir would not be a bad addition. I just don't necessarily need him. I got 2 new receivers. And even though Khalil Shakir would be an immediate improvement, he's not a long-term improvement. DeMarcus Lawrence wouldn't be bad, but Keon White and Chase Young played really well, so I don't necessarily need him. Don't need Romeo Doubs either. Kendall Fuller, and I have a lot of depth at corner there. And then I really don't need anything other than my kicker and my punter to be improved. Everything here is not like a huge improvement. Boye Mafe is an edge rusher. I would like a middle linebacker. I can go after Juan Bentley again. And yeah, that's exactly what I did. Got Juan Bentley back for another year. Got Ryan Wright as a punter and Evan McPherson as a kicker. So it wasn't an exciting free agency. I feel like my team's not necessarily bad. Yes, I could have got Joe Thuney. I didn't want to pay Joe Thuney $25 million a year. I know I have the money, but still. Joe Milton sucks. We're going to have to get a new running back. That running back class wasn't very hyped up. And then the receiving core, I mean, it isn't stellar right now, but it's definitely can improve with how young it is. And then, of course, I'm going to fix the interior offensive line in this draft. I need some linebackers on the outside. Tavai is regressing. Jennings is regressing. Jabril Peppers and Kyle Duggar is regressing. Marte Mapu is going to start. I'm pretty sure I said that. I said Mapu, but I'm sure people will yell at me for that. Kyle Duggar, I don't want him on my team. He's just going to regress into oblivion. He's taking up a bunch of cap room. I know he's great in real life, but in Madden, it's a different story. Defensively, I could go with another corner because Marcus Jones, he isn't regressing, but he's not going to get far. And then Jonathan Jones is regressing. So D-line is fine right now, but I got to do something about my secondary. I got to do something about my interior offensive line. Let's move into the draft. The interior offensive line actually did really good this season, except, I mean, Cole Strange allowed 7 sacks, but the other 2 guys were the lowest overall on the team, had only 4 sacks allowed. So we have pick number 2 in the draft this time, and the Falcons pick their next Julio Jones and Avery McGriff. But for the board here, probably going to go best player available here, John Russell, for our availability here. I don't need these edge rushers. Yes, they're outside linebackers, but they're not coverage linebackers. I actually have to explain that to people sometimes. They're like, oh, outside linebacker is a position of need. Why don't you take the outside linebacker? These are power rushers and speed rushers. They do not count as coverage linebackers. They are completely different, but John Russell seems like the best player on this board here. 6 foot, 200 pounds out of Alabama. Elite speed, great strength, great acceleration. Ran a 4.32, 4.28 at his pro day. He has A man coverage, B tackle, B zone coverage. Easily best player available. Gonna take him. Ranked 1 in the class. Got him at 2. Hidden development, 96 speed, 92 acceleration. This dude looks sick. Round number 2 for the team. I could trade it for a first round pick in the next season. I honestly could do that. Or I could go with Lindsey Hayward here. I don't know why you're naming a guy Lindsey, but sure. And he doesn't really look that good. He has some Fs on the board for being a first to second round projection. And then the right guards, if we're looking at the board, first to second rounder, this guy doesn't seem that bad. Tyler Norwood out of Iowa, 6'4", almost 350 pounds, great strength, looks really good. I'm going to take Tyler Norwood here for our offensive line. Ranked 14, got him at 34, hidden development, 90 strength as a rookie is great. He looks awesome. Early round number 3, I could just fill out the rest of the offensive line right now and get Spencer Downey here, who doesn't seem to be too bad. A lot of A's across the board. It's 6'4", 311 out of North Carolina. Elite strength, elite acceleration. All I need to see here, he will be the pick. Ranked 44, got him at 66. Hidden development, 76 at jumping, 66 speed, 92 strength, 84 acceleration, but only 66 speed. Kind of weird. Either way, he looks really good. Looking at the middle linebackers, Brian Bush here. He has A power, but that's kind of about it. This guy, Tyler Vickers here out of Florida, looks pretty good. And then he doesn't look insane though. I'm looking for someone with some A's across the board. This guy is a run stopper archetype. Jack Garfield here out of North Dakota State, 6'2", 240, good speed, solid strength, elite acceleration, A tackle, A hit power. Let's take a chance on Jack Garfield here. Reach on him a little. Rank 163, got him at 98. Normal development, doesn't look insane. Randy Norwood, the other guy that's Norwood, but he looks a little bit different from the other guy, if you can spot the difference. Also out of Iowa, both named Norwood here. Elite strength is why I'm looking at him. He's a big boy, 6'2", 312, and we're going to pick him just because the elite strength in round 5. Ranked 100, got him at 130. Normal development, but 94 strength as a rookie is really good. John Russell is an 81 overall. That is probably the highest overall rookie I've ever drafted without actually without actually, importing a draft class. That is the highest auto-generated rookie I've ever drafted in this Madden. I think I've drafted like an 85 overall before. Let's give this guy a different number though. Let's give him number 20. Then Tyler Norwood, 75, 73 for Spencer Downey, 67 for Jack Garfield, 70 for Randy Norwood. Then I stopped drafting after that. They got a 70 overall halfback here in Marcus Pendleton, so that wouldn't be bad. After the draft, this is what we got going on. We got Downey and Norwood on the offensive line now, so the offensive line is filled out. So even though it's not the highest overall, it's something that we can develop, unlike Joe Milton. But let's see what we have here for Andre Stevenson. I low-key want to cut him off the team. And what? I would accrue a $23 million cap penalty. What are you paying this guy? That's ridiculous. Did he get a fully guaranteed contract? That's so stupid. That's so dumb. There's no reason to do that. Anyways, let's see what we have here for Kyle Duggar. He's a 77 overall. He's only going to keep progressing. He's 30 years old. I kind of want to drop him here, but it would still save me money, so I'm going to trade this dude away. I know people are Kyle Duggar fans. I'm not paying $17 million for a 77 overall 30-year-old safety. That's ridiculous. And let's just add more cap debt to the Saints. Yeah, as if they need it. Realistically, no one's given up more than a 6th-round pick for a 30-year-old 77 overall Kyle Duggar with a huge cap hit. I know I could probably get like a 4th or a 3rd round pick from him. I'm just trying to make it as realistic as I can, even though we have Joe Milton as our quarterback. This is what we got going on for the offense. Moved Horton to the front, and then defensively, Carter's still going to be the starter over Bentley. Ooh, I got the rhymes there. Russell is going to be the number 2 here. Jonathan Jones will probably be his last season here. Mapu here will be the first starting season for him. Jennings, I still need to replace. I'm honestly going to start Garfield. Let's see how he does. Jennings is only going to regress. He's not going to be any beneficial to me. So apart from that, Carter's going to be the starter. And then, dude, I got these bars here. Carter's going to be the starter. I said the bar before. And then we're going to have, not Butte here, but we're probably going to have Demario Douglas. Now let's put Horton in the slot, and then let's make Demario Douglas the number 2. So that all looks good to me. We're going to now move into the midseason mark and see what we got. We just need the players to develop. We have a really young squad around us, so for now, let's move into the midseason. 3-4 improvement, but back-to-back losses to the Chargers in Miami. We got blown out by Miami there, and we have 32nd rushing offense, 26 passing offense. Joe Milton is so trash. But again, we have to develop him. Our defense isn't doing the worst. 11th in points per game, 27th in passing defense, which is kind of ridiculous. Scouting national focus. Is there a national focus that will improve Joe Milton's ability to throw the ball? And keep in mind, if Joe Milton can't develop in 4 years, it's just going to be a failed rebuild. I'm not replacing him. The entire point of the video is for Joe Milton to develop. So he has to do something. He has to do something or we will fail the rebuild. Demario Douglas wants to come back. He just had a 1,000-yard season with us. He's 25, star development. Absolutely, I'm going to keep him back. Keon White had a really good year with us last year. He doesn't want to be here. I'm going to do a player-friendly deal and see if he wants that. He resigns with that. And then Mike here, I kind of do. It depends how he plays. I don't want to pay you $20 million a year if you're going to allow over 10 sacks. But Marte here, we're going to, he's 26. It's still a stupid, cheap contract regardless. So even though he's 26 and he's about to start regression in 2 years, I know 26 is still young. But in Madden, he's only a 75 overall. If he was like an 85 overall, instant signing. Kayshawn, I don't really want. He doesn't really want to be here either. Fourth string receivers don't do anything in Madden simulation. Antonio Gibson, I don't want. Juan Bentley, I don't want. Jennings, I don't want. Hunter Henry is 31. Jonathan Jones is 32. All these other extras, not really interested in. Why do we have Bryce Behringer here? Was he still in the Patriots? Yeah. I was about to say, I thought the AI cut my original punter. But no, I don't need Bryce Behringer. I'm fine with him. I like him, but I already signed a long-term punter. So for now, let's move into the playoffs. 7-10, 32nd in rushing offense, 31st in points per game, 13th in defensive points per game. That's the only reason why we improved. Stats and awards, Joe Milton sucks. 33rd in passer rating. You were 33rd, 32nd offense, 29th defense. You had the 33rd best passer rating in the NFL, dude. There are 32 teams in the NFL. Come on. Come on. Got sacked 43 times again. A lot, but still. 80 passer rating, 21 again, it's only a 1 difference. 21 interceptions to 22 touchdowns. I have to go get a godly running back and switch to a running scheme. This is not going to work. Anyways, Ramondre Stevenson, only 3.7 per carry, 11 touchdowns is nice. No fumbles. Yeah, he's not getting the ball enough, and he's not really doing much whenever he has the ball regardless. Torrey Horton here, 6 touchdowns, 878 yards. Travis Hunter, 800 yards, 3 touchdowns. His career is getting wasted by Joe Milton. Hunter Henry, 730 yards, 2 touchdowns. Mario Douglas, 700 yards, 8 touchdowns. Sacks allowed, 13 for Will Campbell. Improvement, he still sucks. I'm not going to pay Mike $20 million a year to allow 7 sacks. Spencer Downey, 6 sacks allowed. Strange improved, and then 3 sacks allowed for Tyler Norwood. All the rookies outperformed the rest of my team. Barrett Carter here with 126 tackles, 9 tackles for a loss. Good season from him. Tackles for a loss, 16 for Chase Young, 15 for Turner, 15 for Barmore, 13 for Keon White, 9 for Carter, and then sacks here, 11.5 for Chase Young, 10 for Keon White. Chase Young, I know Keon White had back-to-back sacks, double-digit sacks, but Chase Young just had back-to-back over double-digit sacks in back-to-back years. I'm going to force his superstar development if they don't give it to him. He had back-to-back great years. Keon White had back-to-back great years, but it depends if the AI wants to give it to him or not. 8.5 sacks for Turner. Turner's doing great as well. 4.5 for Barmore. Interceptions. 4 for Gonzalez. 4 for John Russell in his rookie season with 6 pass deflections. Pass deflections, 9 for Carter, 6 for Russell, 6 for Jonathan Jones. Safeties, 0 defensive touchdowns is 1 for Christian Gonzalez and 1 for Marcus Jones. I want to see something real quick. Jonathan Jones here, 6 deflections, no interceptions, 1.5 sacks. And then 79 tackles is pretty good, but I don't think it's worth really re-signing him. I don't really need him. And the Jets beat the Packers in the Super Bowl. That's ridiculous. And then Darren Quell, I don't know how to pronounce names, obviously, wins the Super Bowl MVP for the Jets. Jordan Love wins the league MVP as the Packers win the Super Bowl back-to-back years. And wow, the Broncos receiver wins Offensive Player of the Year back-to-back. And John Russell wins the Defensive Rookie of the Year. The Jets quarterback wins the Offensive Rookie of the Year, and he becomes the first ever rookie QB to win a Super Bowl. Who knows? Maybe Jaden Daniels can do it in real life. In the AFC East, Jonathan Jones retires, CJ Mosley retires, Rob Havenstein and Von Miller all retire. For the team upgrades, offensively, we look exactly the same. Defensively, anyone else here? Keon White gets superstar development, but not Chase Young. Keon White had 10 tackles for a loss and 10 sacks, but Chase Young had 16 tackles for a loss and 11.5 sacks. I think Keon White actually had like 15 tackles for a loss, but still, Chase Young performed better, had more tackles, had more sacks, had more tackles for a loss, and he still doesn't get superstar development, but Keon White does. That doesn't make any logical sense. Chase Young is getting superstar development. It's not cheating. It's called being logical. Defensive here, Carter, superstar development. He earns that. Russell, I'm pretty sure he's going to come with superstar development here, or did he earn this? It looks like he came with this. He got Rookie of the Year, so I'm surprised he didn't get pushed to X Factor, but he did really well. So the secondary is shaped up really nicely. Now the defensive line is honestly nice. Like we're getting a lot of tackles for a loss, a lot of sacks. It's just my offense sucks. My offense is terrible. I need new outside linebackers. Jabril Peppers might be regressing here. Yeah, he's 31 years old. That sucks, but we're going to see what we can do in free agency, and obviously I'm not going to be re-signing Mike. He's terrible. Hunter Henry's getting old too. Got to fill out those pieces. $133 million to spend, and I'm not spending it on Mike after allowing 11 sacks this season. Don't need Kayshon Boutte, and then everyone else here just don't really want. I'm fine with Bryce Behringer. I already have a long-term punter in Ryan Wright. Aiden Hutchinson is here. He's always here. Zay Flowers is here, which again I don't really need. Ronnie Stanley, he usually sucks in simulation. I don't want to sign him. He's really bad. And then Zay Flowers, again, these are all immediate improvements, but I'm cool with the team we have. We just need to develop, and Joe Milton just needs to not suck, which is a big stretch. Marlon Humphrey doesn't want to play. I would have liked him for 1 year. Everyone here just isn't really good. I need a right tackle. James Daniels probably, I mean, he's 327, 6'4", but he just doesn't want to play for our team. Garrett Williams wouldn't be a bad shout. Honestly, this free agency just really sucks for us. Like, I could use a nice free safety. I could use a tight end, really. I don't really know what I want here. Darnell Washington's not going to cut it. He doesn't want to play for us. Do I seriously just skip out on this free agency? Can I sign Michael Mayer to just a little contract as a backup? I'd be cool with that. Wasn't the free agency I was really looking for, so I got some depth players. Got Michael Mayer, and then I got Justin Simmons just as a couple depth players. I need to draft a free safety. I need to draft a tight end. Jabril Peppers isn't doing bad, but he's only going to regress from here. In the first round, we have pick number 11. Tight ends usually don't matter for simulation that much, but I might just pick one here so that way Joe Milton doesn't have any more excuses. I need a right tackle as well. There's a left tackle here, Alan Stanford. He has A, awareness, A, impact blocking, B, run block, 6'6", power archetype, 330, solid strength, good speed, solid acceleration. So many A's and B's across the board. I'm going to pull the trigger on this. He's going to play right tackle for us. Ranked 54, got him at 11. Oh my gosh, dude. Why? Why? Normal development. Immediately just throw him out. Round number 2 with the team. Still a bunch of top 5 QBs on the board, which is ridiculous. You got Pat Hall here. Zone archetype free safety at a UCF. 5'11", 210, good speed, good acceleration, solid strength, around a 4.5, A pursuit, A hit power, B tackle, B catching. I'm going to choose Pat Hall here in the second round. Ranked 30, got him at 43, hidden development. I'm honestly going to start him immediately over Jabril Peppers. Our defensive line was ranked 32nd last year for rushing defense. The defensive tackles don't really on the board look good, so I could go to middle linebacker here. Like, why does Caleb Buckner here have a triple neck? He looks like he weighs 350 pounds. He weighs 250 pounds. I'm going to change that face scan. That face scan just pisses me off whenever it's not an offensive lineman. He has really good attributes across the board. A, awareness, play rec, pursuit, impact blocking. I'm going to pick this guy, move him to outside linebacker. Caleb Buckner, ranked 15, got him at 75, hidden development, 87 speed, 87 acceleration at Oregon. And again, like, look at his neck. It's bulging out of his collar. Good double down here. Cortez Sweeting here out of Michigan State, 6'2", 252. Poor jumping makes me say no immediately. Day 3, Oscar Floyd here, 6 foot, 240 out of Tennessee. Good speed, good strength, good acceleration. B's, 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 and then A hit power, B tackle. I'm going to take him, of course. Ranks 174, got him at 107. Only normal development. And finally, as always, 5th round. Oh, we got Daquan Sweeting here, brother of the Sweeting guy that we just picked. He has great strength, but there's a guy with the elite strength in Adonis Lever here. So he is at a Washington 6'2", post UDFA. I don't care. He has great acceleration and elite strength. We're going to pick him up as depth. Ranked 101, got him at 139. Normal development, that's fine. Alan Stafford, 73 normal development. No development sucks for offensive linemen. They almost never get development upgrades. Pat Hall, 74, hidden development. 75 for Caleb Buckner. Changing that face scan. It pisses me off that that's their face scan. Like, look at him. Look at his arms. Look at how defined his arms are. Then look at his face. How does that make any sense? I know it's like, oh, it's not a big deal, Vic. You would think EA would just pick up on these small details in the first place. And yes, I'm just going to change his race because I don't want to scroll down all the way to the other section. So yeah, the family reunion is going to be really weird for Caleb Buckner, but it's fine. Oscar Floyd here, 67 normal development, not good of a pick. But Adonis here, post UDFA, got him in the 5th round, 70 overall, not bad depth at all. Stop picking after that. This is the team after the draft. We got Minor here as a tight end, Zamel Minor out of Clemson. Sure, let's start him. I really don't think it matters who you have at tight end. As long as you're running a tight end scheme, they'll get the ball. So he's going to start because of his hidden development. Team looks pretty good here. I like what we have overall other than our running back situation. I guess I'll have to force some picks for some running backs. Then we got Buckner. I'm going to move him to left outside linebacker. Defense looks a lot better there. Pat Hall, honestly, I'm going to trade Jabril Peppers. I know it seems crazy. He's 31. I'm not going to do anything with him. He's taken up $8 million in cap room. It's not the biggest deal. I just don't really want him on my team because he's only going to regress. So let's send him back to the Giants. Yeah, I'm sure he would love that. And anyways, he's old. He takes up cap room. At least he's a higher overall. So a 5th round pick seems fair. And didn't we trade Drake May to the Patriots? Not the Patriots, the Giants. Yeah, so he is reunited with Drake May here, and Drake May, apparently he's been progressing pretty well, a lot better than Joe Milton. 23 to 16, 26 to 22. He honestly really isn't doing better at all with the Patriots here. Obviously, the stat is wrong. That's Madden generated, but he's really not doing that good with the Patriots. I mean, he's really not doing that good with the Giants. My bad. And then finally, I want to dump Ramondre Stevenson. He's just not going to do anything for me. He's never going to get over 4 carry. Why am I going to accrue a cap penalty of $16 million? What did you possibly pay this guy? Ashton Genty is on the Bengals, and then you got Quincy Judkins here on the... Okay, I'll actually take that. Let's see how much it takes to get that guy. That actually goes through. Ramondre Stevenson, a 3rd-round pick for a 23 star development running back who may not do better, but at least he's going to progress instead of regress. So that's a huge change there. Let me cut this guy. Yeah, I know that's wild. That guy just caught a stray for no reason, but I need to move Minor up. That's an improvement at running back already. He's only going to progress instead of regress, as I always say. 83 overall team is not the best, but again, we just have a lot of young players that are still progressing. It's a really good team, in my opinion. I have a lot of depth at a lot of positions here. Yeah, Alexander. Oh my gosh, please get rid of this face scan. It's going to drive me crazy. I know a lot of people will be like, oh, the face scan doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, but it matters to me. It just pisses me off when I look at a player who's like 220 pounds and their face says they're 350. So yeah, this is going to be the guy's new face. Now, I usually don't say that like Madden, I'm not one of those guys who's like, oh, Madden just gets worse every year. You can see slight improvements. The franchise display is better, but there's so many things that they just removed from features last year, like being able to easily scroll through the draft, being able to edit players a lot easier. I feel like everything's just really slow in this. This menu option right here, this is great. I love that they added this, but there's so many things that they removed that they should have kept. Either way, I'm gonna stop complaining here. Joe Milton, please do something. Let's move into the midseason. 4-3, and if in case you were wondering, oh, 3rd in passing yards, finally. 10th in points per game, finally. Defensive rushing team is 1st. Our defensive passing is 20th, really? I guess it's because of our safeties. Either way, if you're wondering, I always just run the same playbooks. It's the Dallas offense, Buffalo defense. I do it in every single video. I never change it because it usually works as long as you don't have a crummy quarterback. But I'm going to keep the scouting and national focus at middle linebacker. $141 million to spend here. Christian Gonzalez, absolutely, you're going to get a bag. $24 million a year, 5-year contract. He resigns. Joe Milton, I mean, I have to keep you. Oh, this is dummy cheap. Thank God it's cheap. With how bad he's been playing, $9 million a year, 5-year contract. Jalen Polk, I don't need. Tavai, I don't need. Javon Baker, I mean, I don't really need a 4th string receiver, and I can just draft someone just as good. And then I don't need Justin Simmons. He's old. And then Travis Hunter and Will Campbell, I'll accept their options. Hopefully Will Campbell does something. Use the 1st-round pick on him. And apart from that, let's move into the playoffs. Hopefully we can make them this year in year number 3. 9-8, but we're going to get insta-killed here by the Chiefs, who are 12-5, 92 overall team. But it's an improvement. We made the playoffs. That's all that matters. Stats and awards, Joe Milton, finally he breaks out. 7th best offense in the NFL, defensively 3rd. Finally, dude. 4,700 yards, 35 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 116 pass rating. Still getting sacked a bit too much, but he's improved. 94 was his longest passing attempt. Really good year from Joe Milton. Joe Milton here with where is he's not even considered? Am I just bugging? He's not even considered top 10 for MVP, even though he's 4th in passing yards and 11th in passing touchdowns, 7th in pass rating. That's kind of ridiculous, but sure. Judkins here, no fumbles, 13 touchdowns, 4.1 per carry, and 1,000 yards in his first season. Not even 250 attempts. Immediately better than Ramondre Stevenson, and I don't have to pay him. Torrey Hilton, oh my gosh, finally we get the receiver stats. 106 receptions, 1,700 yards, 16 touchdowns. That's superstar development. Travis Hunter finally being put to good use, over 1,000 yards, 3 touchdowns. Demario Douglas, 7 touchdowns, 975 yards. And then Jamel Minor already out improving Hunter Henry, year number 1 as a 67 overall tight end. Again, it doesn't matter who you put at this position. They will just perform as long as you're in a tight end scheme. So Zamel here with 8 touchdowns, 700 yards. Sacks allowed, 13 from Alan Stanford. He blows. Downey here at 8 sacks allowed. Will Campbell, significant improvement. Finally, 5 sacks allowed for Cole Strange. 4 for Tyler Norwood. So huge improvement from the line, except for the new guy, but we just have to wait for him to develop, which is going to be hard. He has normal development. Barrett Carter with 118 tackles for a loss, 18 for Turner, 16 for Chase Young, 14 for Keon White, 10 for Tavai. Sacks, 18 for Chase Young, and 16 tackles for a loss. This is superstar X Factor. If they don't give this to him, I will. And then Keon White, another double-digit sack season, 10 sacks, 14 tackles for a loss, and then 8 sacks for Turner, 2 for Christian Barmore. Interceptions, 5 for Christian Gonzalez, then 1 1 for Carter, and 1 for Mapu. Only a total of 7 interceptions throughout the entire year. Deflections, 12 for Barrett. Carter is amazing. 7 for Tavai, 6 for Marcus Jones, and then safeties on the team, 0 defensive touchdowns is 1. So we have the 7th best offense, but the 3rd best defense, and we go, we go 9-8. Interesting. Let's see if we can somehow pull off a miracle and beat the Chiefs in year number 3 here with Joe Milton. We do not. 42-28, get stomped by them. Why is our defensive rushing yards NFL ranked 27th? That's crazy. Let's move into the offseason. And the Chiefs crushed the Giants and Drake May in the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl MVP and the league MVP, of course, and there are no awards here for the Patriots. In the AFC East, Justin Simmons, Zadarius Smith, Deion Dawkins, and Amari Cooper all retire. For the team upgrades, offensively, we look almost exactly the same. Torrey Horton here, superstar development. Surprised Joe Milton. Really good year from him. Finally, he was top 10 in something. No dev upgrade from him. He's only an 85 overall, well, 81 overall without the boost. Minor goes up to an 80 overall. He's a star development. That's fine. Defensively, Chase Young and Keon White both get superstar X Factor. That is awesome to see, and I don't have to activate anything else. Pat Hall, 79 overall, star development, and of course, my favorite part, I don't have to pay him. And then Marte here, he's 28 years old. He's not going to make it to an 85 overall. Still want him, of course. I'm not saying he's bad or whatever, but in this draft, sure, I'll draft another strong safety, and I'll get a linebacker in the 2nd round, defensive tackle probably later on as well, because apparently that's still a problem, and everything else looks really good. It's really just up to the team to perform and these guys to develop. So let's move into the re-signing. Travis Hunter, I'm going to accept his option. Will Campbell, I'm going to accept his as well. And then Polk, I'm not going to do. Anyone else here? No, don't really want them. Let's move into free agency if there is anything. Jahmyr Gibbs is in free agency. I know we got a good running back, but he's a superstar X Factor and he's 26 years old. I want Jahmyr Gibbs. Super unfortunate that Jahmyr Gibbs just says no, even though I gave him the highest offer. He just didn't want to play for the team. Got Jalen Carter. I offered on Jack Campbell. He said no, and I offered on Charvarius Ward. He also said no. Don't really like everything else on this board. I don't want to pay for Liam McNeil. He's not really good in simulation anyways. Renardo Green's here. Not really bad, but we got Jalen Carter at defensive tackle, so hopefully my defense isn't ranked 32nd in rushing. Well, not 32nd, 27th in rushing defense, which was stupid. We are picking at pick number 20 here. I don't really need anything in this draft, just, I guess, depth at the secondary, which is already doing really well. Sure, I'm probably going to draft a strong safety, and Nelson Fields here. Top of the board here, 5'11", 220 at a USC. Good speed, good strength, marginal acceleration, 4.46 at his pro day. B awareness, B play rec, pursuit, and A tackle. I'm going to pick up Nelson Fields here. Probably going to start immediately if he has hidden development. Ranked 15, hidden development, he's going to be the starter. And again, I have nothing against Marte. I think he's a good depth safety in real life for the Patriots. He's a good rotational safety. But in Madden, he's already 28. I guarantee you he's not going to make it to an 85 overall. And yeah, that's just how it is. So in round number 2, I'm going to get a middle linebacker here. This guy looks better. You got Quincy Winter here out of Oregon. 6'3", 240, another Oregon guy on our team. Great strength, marginal acceleration, good speed here. Ran a 4.63, but a 4.59. Just pro day, B awareness, A block shooting, hit power, and impact blocking. Quincy Winter is going to be the pick here. Going to move him to right outside linebacker. Ranked 20, got him at 52. Hidden development, he looks great. And then I traded away my 3rd round pick to the Bears for our new running back, which I'm completely fine with. I like our new running back. So I'm going to go with middle linebacker again. Probably going to get some depth here if I can. This guy has A power, but that's about it. So Kari Branch here, poor strength, immediately saying no. Forrest Bridges, really good athleticism here, solid. Okay, B awareness, he doesn't look crazy. He'll be a depth player. Ranked 203, got him at 116. Not a very good pick. I'm just going to simulate to the end of the draft now. For the team upgrades here after the draft, Nelson Fields 75, 74 for Quincy Winter, 66 for Bridges. That's an L, but that's a 4th round pick. Then the AI picked up Delonte Coleman here out of Duke, 5'11", 201, 87 speed, 91 acceleration. Really more of a catching guy. Agility is pretty high as well, but anyways, he's going to be 4th string receiver, so it won't really matter in Madden simulation. After the draft, this is what we got going on for the team. Everything looks good on offense. Again, we're just waiting for the development of a lot of the players. Winters is going to be a right outside linebacker, and he will be a 78 overall. Fields, I'm going to start there, and then Marte is going to be a depth player, which is fine with me. Everything else looks pretty good specialist-wise. Anything else, Marcus Fields is not going to be the slot, and he's not going to be a sub linebacker either. Everything else looks pretty good, like what we have. So actually, he will be a sub line. And no, why is Fields? Yeah, they have him as strong safety. Why is the other guy not playing that correctly? Move Fields down. And then, yeah, the other guy, Quincy Winter, should be playing at sub linebacker, so I'm going to have to automatically change that. Everything looks really good here. Again, a lot of young players, a lot of young team. We just need to push and make the distance. Anyways, let's move into the midseason mark. 1-6. The offense sucks ass, dude. 31st offensive points per game. We're back to the same thing, different same day, different. Oh my gosh, same shit, different day is what I'm trying to say. Sorry for cussing to the little children on my channel with their parents watching me. I'm just gonna simulate to the playoffs. I don't care about the scouting national focus, the players who didn't negotiate. If I can't develop Joe Milton, it's just a failed rebuild because I cannot move on from Joe Milton. It's a Joe Milton rebuild. If he sucks, he sucks. 6-11 offense kind of came back. Team sucks. Stats and awards. Let's see what we have here. It's Joe Milton. He's trash. I can't do anything. Cool, he had one good year. It doesn't matter. He's just trash. He is the 30th in the league with a 92 pass rating, 30th in passing touchdowns, 18th in passing yards. He sucks. There's no getting around this. Oh, he's getting sacked too much. I've improved my offensive line the best I can. It's clearly a him problem at this point. But blocking wise, Will Campbell got him on the 5th-year option. He's back to his same stuff. Alan Stanford improved by 1 sack. I don't really know what to tell you. I feel like that's a him problem. There's a bunch of AI QBs, specifically scramblers, that love to roll out in clean pockets and force themselves into pressure. Joe Milton is trash. Do I even go over the rest of the stats? Judkins did really well. Torrey Horton did well, of course. Travis Hunter was really underwhelming for the simulation, I'm not going to lie. Probably because he had a terrible quarterback. But Barrett Carter did really good, as always. Sacks, 12 for Turner, 9.5 for Chase Young, 9 for Jalen Carter. I'm just going to call that. It is what it is. It's 4 years I played this. We didn't win a single playoff game. The best we did was 9-8. Joe Milton sucks. This is as far as we can go in the rebuild. How else am I going to develop him? I can keep pushing on. He's 28 years old, and he hasn't even finished his contract. Well, he just got his new contract. He's only been in the league for 4 years, and he's 28 years old. So he's not going to start regression, but he's an 81. He didn't even do any. He didn't even improve the entire year. The entire season, he's been at an 81 overall back-to-back seasons. He didn't get a single upgrade point. He is terrible. 98 throw power. Cool. This dude, he's so bad. He is so bad. His awareness is so low. Everything else seems high. I can't do anything. I cannot do anything. I'm so sorry if you watch the end of this rebuild. I haven't had a failed rebuild in a long time, but I cannot move on and keep playing if my quarterback sucks and I cannot replace him because it's part of the rebuild. It's part of the rebuild to keep him on the team. I did this for 4 years. I gave this dude everything he needed, and it's going to be like, oh, the offensive line's the problem. He had a stellar defense behind him. He just sucks. He is terrible. I gave him elite receivers. I don't know what you want me to do. So, anyways, guys, I'm sorry. I did the top comment. I did the challenge. I can't complete a challenge if the quarterback is just never going to perform no matter how much help you give him. But anyways, guys, apart from that, I thank you guys all for watching. Let me know down in the comments below which team you'd like me to rebuild next, and I'll